Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nexus where we spotlight some of our favorite local businesses. I'm really excited to have a conversation today with Matt Schulte. He's here from Youth for Christ of Lincoln. Welcome to the show, Matt.
Thanks, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited. There's so much going on there at Youth for Christ, and you guys are doing so many amazing things. So I can't wait to dive right into it.
Well, and it's summer, so right, kids are out of school. But last week we did our day camp for middle school kids. So we're coming fresh off of a big 4-day camp with about 50 kids. So yeah, we're keeping things moving, that's for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. You'll have to tell the viewers how to get involved in that next year.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Well, we like to start the show. I know you guys are all familiar with just kind of a backstory on the guest and kind of what you've been doing your whole life and how you got to doing what you're doing today.
Great. Well, so I was born in Lincoln, did middle and high school out in Grand Island, and then I went out of state for college and met my wife actually in the Dominican Republic.
Oh, really?
Like everybody does.
Yeah, it's not weird.
She's from Minneapolis, so
yeah.
And then when we came back from that missions trip, we started dating, got married, lived in the Chicago area for about 7 years, and then moved back here 13 years ago to take this role as the executive director of Youth for Christ in Lincoln. I had been an intern real briefly in college with Campus Life, which is our main program at Youth for Christ in Lincoln. And through some connections, ended up moving back here 13 years ago, and so I've been the director there ever since.
That's crazy. So you were born here and really didn't live here most of your life, and then now you're back.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
And I
Do
love
you still
it.
Have family here?
We do. My parents, who were in Grand Island, still moved here after we moved back here.
Oh, nice.
So they retired and moved to Lincoln. And then I've got an aunt and uncle and some cousins in town still as well. But yeah,
that's awesome.
Actually just yesterday went and played mini golf with all of them.
Oh,
kind of a little. My brothers were in town for 4th of July, so we all got together with all the extended family and played mini golf at Adventure Golf.
Oh, that's a fun place to go.
Yes.
Well, we're lucky to have you here. I know that you guys are doing so many amazing things at Youth for Christ. There's 3 main programs, but you mentioned Campus Life. Do you want to tell us kind of about that program first?
Sure. So Campus Life, we as a Christian organization really want to reach kids, teens that are not connected to a church, and at a minimum give them a chance to hear about God and make an informed decision about Him. And so Campus Life reaches kids based on their campus, their middle or high school campus. So we have programs at a number of middle schools in Lincoln, as well as Raymond Central, Norris as well. And historically, we've also been in Waverly and Ashland. We currently don't have a staff member there. But our goal, again, is to just develop relationship with kids, no matter where they are. And through that relationship, give them a chance to hear about God. One of the ways we do that, develop relationships, is we do clubs. So we do like a weekly club in middle schools and high schools. So it'll be Lux, where my personal kids, Lux Middle School, where my personal kids go to school. I volunteer and help run that club. So every Tuesday morning at 7 a.m., we'll be in the gym running a club for anywhere from 20 to 50 kids, and be having kids in there to play games, do activities, start some conversations. So we'll do a Tuesday morning club, but then we also do small groups and then events, like I mentioned, camp last week. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
We also will take 3 busloads of kids to Worlds of Fun. So we do a bunch of different kinds of events and activities.
Well, I think I went to a fun fundraiser that you guys had this last year, and you mentioned how many people have accepted Christ in their life. Yeah. Do you have that current number?
I do not have that. I could have looked that up, but it's somewhere. We have around over 1,000 kids that will come to our programs. This includes Campus Life, Parent Life, and Juvenile Justice. Over 1,000 will come attend once. About 600 of them come back regularly enough that we have a relationship with them. And then last year it was I think it was 72 last school year kids that then made a confession to follow Jesus Christ. And so that's been really fun to see that. And that kind of follows the funnel, right? Like you get kids in the door, some of them stay around a long time, and others of them then eventually make that commitment.
Yeah.
So,
and if nothing else, they've had the one experience
Yep.
and had a chance to hear something about God. So.
Well, and we believe that there's a lot of those kids that will have heard the message, understand it, but they're just not ready. And our hope is that when something difficult pops up in their life, they'll remember the message of God and God's love and either turn to Him directly or come back to us and get a chance to get connected to Him. So, So Campus Life is our biggest, most well-known program. We've been doing that in Lincoln since 1969.
Wow.
So this is, what does that make that, the 55th anniversary of it this year?
Oh my gosh.
In Lincoln. And then we also do a program for pregnant and parenting teens called Parent Life. There's about 120 babies born to teenagers in Lancaster County each year.
That's amazing.
And because of that, there's 3 high schools that have daycares inside the high schools.
Yeah.
And so our Parent Life team gets a chance to go in and teach some parenting classes, connect with kids there, and walk alongside them, oftentimes through very difficult circumstances.
Yeah. It's probably a good time to lean on their faith.
Yep, absolutely.
That's cool. And then tell us about the third program.
So then the third one we do is called Juvenile Justice Ministry, and that reaches kids that are in jail.
Yeah.
There's actually 3 different detention facilities in Lincoln where kids can end up in jail. Sort of. Jail's not actually the right word. They're in jail if they're at the county detention center.
Yeah.
And there's about 30 of them there each night. There's a state facility called YRTC. Yeah. State facility called YRTC where it's more of a kids that are in jail but that are even really kind of high behavior risk will end up in YRTC. And then there's a third facility called Whitehall, which is for extreme addiction issues for youth.
Oh my.
And so they can be assigned there by the court, or they can actually even sign up to go there as well. And so those 3 facilities lead to about 50 to 60 kids every night in jail. Teens. That's teens only in jail in Lincoln.
I had no idea that the numbers were like that. And but okay, so what you're doing to help these kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then so then the detention center, the jail, a county-run facility, the statistics tell us in Lincoln, this is not nationwide, this is in Lincoln, 72% of the kids in jail in Lincoln don't get a single visitor. Can you imagine that?
No. And what is like an average stay?
21 days.
And they don't have a single visitor in the whole
Yeah,
time?
so no mom, no dad, no teacher, no principal that will visit them.
Oh my God.
And so what we try to do is we help mobilize volunteers to be a visitor for those kids.
Yeah.
Be someone that'll just show up, develop a relationship with them, care for them, connect with them. One of the problems is it's a relatively short time, right? Like I said, average 21 days. But there are kids that are there for a year, and there's kids that are there for 24 hours.
Right.
So especially the kids that are going to be there longer term, we try to connect them to a visitor that will come in and meet with them every week and just sit down with them. The nice thing about volunteering with JJM is that it can be during the day.
Yeah.
And the other kind of nice thing about it is that it's also very contained. So, right, you sign up to go at 2 o'clock and on Tuesdays, and it's every Tuesday at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we connect them. We provide visitors. We also provide then some chaplaincy services and things like that as well. So for kids
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to have someone to listen and, hear about their life or whatever they're wanting to talk about at that point,
I had a pretty, I guess I'd say drastic situation happen. I was meeting with a kid who was there under a charge. He was there under, it was called terroristic threats, which means he threatened somebody. So I started meeting with this kid. I would go and visit him every Wednesday at 3 o'clock was my time. This was a few years ago. And on a Sunday evening, I felt like I need to go visit him on Tuesday. For whatever reason, I just had that sense. Go visit him on Tuesday. I was like, whatever. Monday morning came around. I still had that sense. Go visit him on Tuesday. So I go and I sit down with this kid on a Tuesday, and they bring him into the room. And the second he walked in the room, I could tell something was wrong. So he sits down. I say, hey, Marcus, that's not his real name, but hey Marcus, what's going on? And he looks at me and said, I got charged with murder today. And it was like, okay.
Oh my gosh, that gave me chills.
Everything that I had planned got pushed aside, and I sat there with this kid Marcus, and for 2.5 hours he told me his life story and, confessed a lot of his fears. He was very adamant with me. I didn't do it. I didn't kill somebody. And I said, that's not what I'm here for. Yeah. I've got a hope for your future. And so I continued to meet with Marcus during his time at the detention center. Unfortunately, he eventually pled guilty and is now in the state penitentiary. That's a pretty drastic situation. But, just through that time, he told me how he wanted to be the richest person in the world. So we read a book on how to become rich, called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Very famous book.
Great book, yeah.
And so we just connected over that and had a chance to just walk alongside him, at least for a short time in his life. Yeah. So.
But I love what you said, that you have hope for his future. Mm-hmm. And I think that's pretty special. Like, there's not very many people at that point in his life that are, pouring positivity into him, and he's still a human. So that's amazing that you are doing that for so many kids right now in this city, and that's just right when they need somebody. Yeah. So I thought it would be really good for you to maybe just switch it a little bit, and maybe tell us like more of a personal story, from the parenting teens. I think there was one that spoke at that fundraiser I was at, that it just really kind of brought it home, like what you guys are doing for these families.
For the most part, teens who have a baby that come from a very supportive family are getting a lot of the support they need from their home. The kids we tend to serve that are pregnant and parenting come from very tough situations. So we shared the story of a girl who, when we first met her, was living in an apartment with an abusive situation. She would work online, and she was a phone caller, and he would even like unplug the router and take it with him, so she couldn't even work. Just like not just physically, but also emotionally and relationally abusive. And we started to walk alongside her, and then she also got diagnosed with cancer at the same time, and she couldn't go working with us because she didn't have a driver's license. So it was just a very, very dark circumstance. Yeah. And so Brooke, our parent life director, started working with her and taught her how to drive, helped her get her driver's license so then she could move out and get her own place, get out from underneath that abusive situation, and ultimately, started going to cancer treatments and things like that, which is just crazy. Can you imagine being a 19-year-old girl, cancer, fleeing abuse, don't have a driver's license, no job, and have a baby at the same time, right? And so Brooke has really walked alongside her, and it's been just a really neat story of redemption as she's come out of those dark circumstances and has a great hope for her future. So. Right,
and it was just so cool because she was, just wanting more people to like get that opportunity that she got, and it was just such like a touching story, because talk about perseverance. Like, I don't know a lot of 40-year-olds that could handle the same amount of stress. So that's just really cool. Any other great stories that are coming to mind? I feel like there just might be one more.
Well, those are last week at camp. We had 50 kids there. Mm-hmm. We had it ended up leading to, at the end of the week, they celebrated with 5 kids getting baptized.
Oh my gosh!
So Campus Life last week, we had 5 kids get baptized. I shared the story of Marcus, and then the Parent Life Gal. I mean, it's so neat when you're working with kids that are teens who are have a lot of opportunity in front of them and a lot of hopes and dreams. It's so fun to just walk alongside them through all those steps in their journey. Yeah.
How would somebody get involved if they want to check out one of your programs or volunteer?
So we have YFC Lincoln, that's like Youth for Christ Lincoln, yfclincoln.org. You can jump on our website and click join. There's a little video there that walks through about what it looks like to be a ministry, to either be a volunteer in ministry or join our staff. Mm-hmm. So there's some opportunities there to join. And then, as always, with most nonprofits, we're doing different fundraisers at different times of year. And so we've got a big fruit sale coming up.
I have to tell you, if you like peaches, these Colorado peaches are like the juiciest, most delicious thing you've ever. It's like better than dessert or candy. Like it is just like juice just like pouring off of this peach as you're taking a bite. So they can sign up for a peach delivery right now, right? Yep.
So we do our biggest fundraiser, and our biggest fruit fundraiser is Colorado Peaches. We'll have 2 semi-trucks load of. They literally pick them, put them in the box, put them in the trailer, and they're here within 24 hours.
Yeah.
And like you said, they are like softball-sized peaches, and they're so juicy you got to stand over the kitchen sink to eat them, kind of thing.
They're just the best.
And then we've had such good success. I mean, we literally, Renee, you'd appreciate this, doing some marketing and stuff like that. But in March, we start getting phone calls about our peach sale, which happens in August. We start taking pre-orders here in mid-July. They arrive mid-August.
Yes.
This year we're expanding as well. We've had so much success with the Colorado Peaches. We're doing Michigan blueberries. So I'm talking directly to a grower in Michigan. And those arrive July 18th, so in 2 weeks.
Oh gosh, so they could get blueberries really soon.
Yeah, so the blueberries are coming July 18th. Peaches come in August. And then we're also doing Honeycrisp apples from the same Colorado grower in September.
Oh my gosh.
So we're just trying to expand the fruit fundraisers.
Yeah.
You basically buy them from us at a similar cost to what you get them in the grocery store, but the quality is 3 times better.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, we've seen our Colorado peaches are softball size, and we've seen Colorado peaches sold at the, Russ's for $1.99 a pound or $2.99 a pound, whatever it is, and they're just like these little tiny grapes, but they're way better.
Yeah,
it's basically the same price per pound, and
there's so many of them in the box. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I'm eating them for weeks. Yeah. Like it's great because like they some of them are really ripe when you get them, and some are still a little bit okay for a while. So
yeah, they'll keep.
They last a long time.
So if
freeze them, you can freeze them.
Absolutely.
Too. So
and the blueberries freeze really well. Yeah. So we did a small test run of those last year. Anyways, our big fruit sales, that information, there's a link at our website, yfclincoln.org. It's also direct link is yfcpeaches.org.
Okay. Okay, go check that out because you won't regret it.
They're very delicious. People love them.
Yeah, and Me then too. Obviously you guys are open to donations. Yep. I mean, that's how you are supporting all of these causes.
Yeah, we have our annual budget's about $1 million a year, and 90% of that comes from donations from individuals. So we really get the vast majority of our funding is individuals. A lot of people give $50 a month kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That's very common. $100 a month. And so, like I said, 90% of that comes from individuals. So we have relatively few big commercial businesses and that's just, that's who we are. Is we love meeting kids one-on-one. And so their families and friends and community that wants to see more kids reached, just jump on our team.
That's awesome. And I'm sure you can sign up for a recurring donation online.
Absolutely.
And I just think it's, if you're curious about it, stop by. I mean, you guys have a great facility down on Pine Lake.
Yep. Right? Pine Lake in 70th area.
Yeah.
If you want to learn more, feel free to give me a call, or what phone number's on the website as well. Just scroll to the bottom like most websites, and there it is.
Yeah. And we tagged Matt in the post, but he's just a really awesome guy. So if you're looking for a way to get involved or just help kids in general, I think it's just such an awesome cause. So
thank you.
Thank you for what you do. It was just really awesome to have you here today, and I wish you guys a happy 4th of July, and everybody that's listening or will be listening, happy 4th tomorrow. And I think that's about it for me. Do you have anything else?
Nope, that's it. I appreciate the chance to get together. It's fun to reach kids here in Lincoln, and would love to have anybody that's interested reach out, join us, buy Colorado Peaches.
That would make me so happy if something from this show turned into like a volunteer or a donor. So that'd be awesome.
Sounds great, Renee.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Bye.